the Smoky Mountains. I had a chance to attend the Smoky Mountains Small Bore Rally in Marysville, Tennessee. Mini motos as far as the eye could see, Groms, vintage bikes, scooters, and monkey bikes. My good friend Eric invited me out to check out this event, and if you're gonna go anywhere with him, you know you're gonna have some good coffee. So he brewed up a masterpiece in my Golfersaurus mug, and then we hit the road. And if you're like me and you've never heard of the Small Bore Rally, what that is pretty much what it sounds like. A bunch of mini moto, small bore motorcycles all gather together. I think they do it annually or maybe even a few times a year. And it's really fun to see so many mini motorcycles all in one place. So of course, we're down in Marysville, Tennessee, which isn't far from Robinson, North Carolina, just across the border. And you know what that is. Deals Gap, Tail of the Dragon. 11 miles, 318 turns. We gotta go check it out. And I don't know if it was because of the small bore rally, but there was all these little mini K trucks out there too, which is really fun to see. I've never seen one in real life, and there was a bunch of them. I've never gone to any kind of events like this, so it was kind of cool just to sort of make instant friends, just because if you had someone else that had a mini bike like you, they just started riding with you and you just kind of were just all riding together. These guys had their scooters decked out. Looks like they extended the back forks. Pretty cool setup. And just like that, I'm in a biker gang. So we're all lined up, ready to go. Nice. This is the first time I've ever been in this area on a motorcycle, in a car, in real life, so it's super cool. I always like seeing new parks, Foothill Parkway, and because the rally was in town, there's mini motos everywhere, and that is one unique thing that I experienced as well, which is a bunch of motorcycles all going about the same speed, right? All the mini motos, Groms, monkey bikes, and we're all just cruising around. Nobody's up on our tail trying to pass us on a double lane road. We're just cruising, having fun at a nice 30, 35 miles an hour. Amazing scenery, fresh air. Who could ask for anything more? And because me and Eric have not been down here before, we had no idea at this time that we were actually on the Tail of the Dragon. We were leading up to this and I kept thinking to myself, this is crazy because this isn't even it. And it turns out it actually was, which was actually more fun than if I would have known what it was, because I was just enjoying the ride and it was just turn after turn after turn. Here it is. Welcome to Deals Gap Resort. My brother used to have a Harley, and years ago he would talk about Deals Gap, and because I didn't ride street motorcycles, I didn't understand just how fun 11 miles and 318 curves really is. You actually feel like you get to ride your motorcycle like you've always wanted to. Because my monkey bike has been my introduction into street motorcycles, I've never ridden motorcycles on the road, so places like this, even though I had heard about them, I never really comprehended just how much fun they really are. And especially being here at a time like this during the rally, absolutely amazing. And look at this scenery. As far as the eye could see, nothing could ruin this day. Well, 11 miles and 318 curves in rain. That might be a different experience. All right.
Have I ridden the rain before? No. Have I ridden the Gap before? Well, technically, yes, but only one other time before. And that was on the way down here. Here we go. Get my pants all cinched up. Ooh. That's a new experience. Foggy safety glasses. Okay. Dude, where do I keep putting my key every time?
You're really doing it, Harry. Ready?
Yeah, here we go. All right. So the whole time we rode down here, we didn't realize this was the Gap. And now we're heading on out, at least for today. Hopefully we'll get a chance to come back tomorrow. That was quite an experience. It was awesome on the way in. I mean, the whole time we were coming in, I didn't know that this was the actual Dragon Tail route. We thought we were on our way to it. And I figured I would just film on the way back. Who knows how this 360 cam is going to handle this water. And I got the position of the camera a little different, but I figured it's worth a try. Just going to go at our own pace. I'm going to go at my own pace. And Eric knows that. We're just going to try to stay out of the way of anybody that wants to go faster. At least a couple pull-offs up here. This is a serious challenge. Obviously, it's a challenge because it's raining, but it's a challenge because if you're new, like I'm relatively new to this bike still, and you really learn about your bike and as far as your riding capabilities and brake management, speed management, rain management. Oh, this is like my windshield. I got my safety glasses on, and I got these earplugs in that are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be able to ride with my visor open like this without them. It would just be too loud for me. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I didn't even think about you guys. Oh boy. We're heading back into Tennessee. We were in, I think, North Carolina, I believe. This is super unique. And I say unique in it's super, ooh, wrong gear, sheesh, amateur hour. When I say unique, I mean sketchy. Shiny roads. I bought a rain suit, and it was so hot and sunny when we left. I was like, what? Why would we even need this? It's not even talked about rain until later tonight. Well, now we know. Always bring the rain suit, right? So this was amazing. This ride, I mean, it's like a slot car track. That's all I can put it. And we're here at this event, so we're meeting other people with mini motos and stuff, which is even more fun. And obviously it's a conversation starter, just having these smaller bikes with the guys on the big bikes and stuff. Just stay out of the way of the people that want to go fast, let them do their thing. And there's even instructions or recommendations, safety regulations or safety recommendations, I guess is the best way to put it, which is ride at your own pace. Ride it one time through and understand how the roads and turns are. It's a completely different experience than anything I've ever had, where every turn has its own situation. Like there's no consistency, so every turn has its own radius. So some are a little sharper, some are a little wider. The craziest thing I couldn't get over, the speed limit back here is 30 miles an hour. 30 miles an hour? What? We like on the straight areas, I could get it up to 30 and it felt like I was flying. Most of the turns around here and everything are all 30 miles an hour. And some of the turns are a little bit slower. Got to make sure I stay in the right gear. I don't want to mess around too much. That's where I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I wanted to film this, but this is such a unique situation just because it's twofold. I'm at the Gap. We're doing the Dragon's Tail thing here, and I've never ridden in the rain before. It's amazing. No, it is extra sketchy. I think it's more than anything, it's kind of frustrating that I bought the rain suit. I was prepared. And right now it's sitting at the campsite in my tent that I left the windows open in. I hope my rain suit didn't get wet. So depending on what this looks like on camera, definitely recommend if you're within 8 hours, I would say within 10 hours. There's people we met from Florida, they've come in from New Jersey, all over. So yeah, I definitely think for anybody with a motorcycle to at least visit the place. Make sure you get some time on your bike before you come here, for sure, so you're not like testing out your new brake setup on these roads. As you can see, it's like non-stop turns. And the cool thing is there are these little pull-offs so you can take a little break, because I know towards the end of this, I was getting a little bit, I was kind of stressing myself out. I was getting a little sloppy with, well, kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm in the wrong gear, downshifting, upshifting a little too much. I don't like that. I don't like having to brake because I'm going too fast. Not a good feeling. So that was good. Pulled off, slowed down, stopped for a second, took a little break. Like even now, I got to remember the roads are a lot different than when we came in, so I can't take them nearly as fast. I don't feel comfortable taking them nearly as fast. Hopefully the bike can handle it. Eric picked me up. He drove 3 hours to pick me up, and then we drove another 5.5 hours down to here to Maryville, where the rally is.
So if I don't have my sourdough, I'm gonna die on the side of the road. I won't even get there. Look at that. Thomas ain't got nothing on these.
And it was a unique situation, for sure. Like a little bit of a mix-up with how the camping was set up, and then the camping itself is just questionable. It's just weird. It's not really a lot of camping areas. It's just places to park your car and sleep in your car if you want. There's not even really places to set tents up, but we managed to find an area, set up camp, and the only thing that we didn't do after we got everything prepped, we left the camp this morning and didn't really rainproof everything. We didn't really expect it to rain until later tonight. So hopefully everything's good as far as like the way our tents were. He left his tent open as well. But it'll be interesting. You know, it's hard to do this kind of stuff and not have like expectations. And I think that's why it's so important to do stuff, because there's this constant thing of like what we think it's going to be like and our expectations and the idea of it all. But you just got to get out there and try it to find out, you know, and still trying not to have too many more like preconceived notions. The event seems like it could be cool. Unfortunately, the weather plays a huge part in it, and just what kind of activities you enjoy doing. You know, like I've never done a poker run before. It doesn't really sound super interesting to me. And so I know Eric was the same way. He just didn't seem too interested. We wanted to make sure we came down to this, which I'm glad we did, because we got to do it when it was dry and sunny and nice. It actually made it more fun that we did it without realizing we did it. I think that's awesome. Scenery out here is great. Smells amazing. Other than the motorcycles and stuff, it's relatively quiet. Look at these views. I know it's rain and stuff, but look at these views. This is amazing. And the main thing is just riding in a comfortable speed. I think I got a lot of practice looking where you want to go. It's so important. You don't want to look at the areas you don't want to go. Your bike's going to head that direction. I'll tell you what, as I'm talking, that was a whole different experience looking through this my windscreen visor and having nothing but the raindrops amplify the headlights, and I can't see anything. So I may have to flip up my visor if another set of cars come through here. Some of those little trucks, those are pretty cool. I had no idea. I know I've seen them out in the road, but I had a chance to kind of get pretty close to these. I didn't realize just how small they are. They're tiny. Oh my goodness. And I think obviously they're living life now that they can still enjoy these roads and they weren't drenched in the downpour. Well, when I got back to the Gap, not knowing if we're going to get rained out and be able to come back tomorrow, I decided to hide a little monkey bike at the dragon little statue there. So if you end up seeing this or stopping out there, look for it. You might get it. I was planning on hiding a bunch of those little monkey bikes around. It's just a little 3D printed file. Pretty fun. But I might hand some out at this event depending on, well, what it's going to be like. I'm not sure. Just trying to have some fun. And I know there's not a ton of people watching this video, but I figured by the time this video gets out, it might be a while, might be a few weeks even. So if those little motorcycles are still hidden, that'll be really fun if somebody finds one. Definitely leave a comment or find me on Instagram with a picture of it. That'll be cool. And for anyone else that has no idea that those things are hidden, they're going to find that and be like, wow, look at this little thing. I'm going to keep it. So in case you were wondering, it is raining. And I got to get a little bit more view here of my double windscreen, little windshield. It's like a visor on top of my visor. The monkey bike's feeling really good, at least with this road combination and the speed I'm going. Feels like it's got good traction, which is good. What am I going? I'm going about 20 miles an hour. So coming in, I guess, in some of these straightaways and stuff, we were going about 25, 30. So we're not, actually I'm going 25 now, so I'm not that far off from the original. There's a big storm coming, and we don't know if we're going, and there's a gap, ironically, there's a gap in the storm. But the thing is, with the weather map, we don't know if we are missing it, like if we're gonna hit that opening and have it be like a little bit dry or a little bit less rain, or if we're heading back right into that second wave of rain. So we're gonna find out real soon if the rain keeps coming harder. This has been real nice out here, not feeling like pressure with vehicles behind me and being able to navigate the turns and kind of just figuring out what feels the best for what gear. I don't really like downshifting into turns because, you know, that's where you can get like a tire kicking out and stuff, but there's some cases like this, it's a little bit uphill and I want to get ready to climb. Everybody has their own riding style. I try to watch, like I'm behind Eric right now and I'm trying to watch his foot, so I'm just curious like when he's shifting. He definitely doesn't hit his brake nearly as much as I do, so I'm probably going too fast trying to catch up with him, which is definitely a bad thing to do. Bad habit for sure. And that's what I'm trying to actually have good riding habits. So this is an uphill grade, I'll rev match it, and yeah, that I feel more comfortable doing like downshifting like that. Not that I'm trying to, I'm not like racing, but I like to just be in a gear that I can get up and go if I need to, but at the same time not necessarily trying to just peel out. Don't want my back tire to peel out. Kind of thinking about the importance of going and doing stuff, you know, even in this drive back. I'm imagining like, oh, okay, the sun's gonna break through, we're gonna get a dry patch and I'm gonna be able to dry off. It's gonna be amazing. All right, we got a car behind us now. Eric's pretty good at recognizing this stuff, and so he'll probably pull off the next chance we get. Just let the guy behind us go. For multiple reasons, because it's just a little extra pressure, but then also don't really like the idea of a car like bumping into us because they're just impatient and they want to maintain a certain speed. Yeah, here we go. So let the car pass there. Perfect. Yeah, that's what's been awesome with Eric from Cup and Clutch. He not only is an experienced rider, but he's like a really good, I would say like a teacher, you know, in the sense of he's not saying everything he does is the best way, but he's kind of proven that it is a very good way. And he's definitely aware of other riders, and he tries to pay attention to his own riding as well as, you know, for me, like what I'm doing and stuff. And not really even really giving me a hard time or anything, just let me learn my way, but also set a good example for good practices, I think. And so that's been super beneficial. You can check out his channel. I'll put a link to it in the description. I'm gonna cut to some shots on the way in. I didn't mic myself up for that because I didn't know that was the gap. I was waiting to get to the gap to film. And look at these views. It was just so cool. And I barely got this shot of the mini trucks going with the lake in the background. Oh, I just think it's so cool. And Yeah, I just can't get over the scenery. The scenery is okay now, but it's definitely foggy and rainy, and you don't get to see nearly as far. So it's hard to say. I guess I might end up filming the entire ride. Why not, right? I gotta ride it anyways. Just don't know how much is worth watching. Definitely a lot more fun riding, that's for sure. I don't even remember how far. We're probably only halfway through this thing. This looks actually pretty cool too. This is pretty amazing. Look at this view. Oh boy. It was super hot earlier today, and the whole time I just kept thinking like, oh, it'd be great if it could just like cool down. Well, I got what I wanted.
And my camera stopped recording, but we made it safe and sound back to camp. Everything worked out. It ended up raining all weekend, so we left early, but at least we got to enjoy a little bit of the Dragon's Tail in the sun on the way in. I want to thank Eric from Cup and Clutch. Be sure to check out his channel. I'll put it in the description. And little spoiler alert, a few weeks after this rain out, we went back to Deals Gap and had redemption, and I captured some amazing stuff I can't wait to share with you, so be sure to follow along. Thanks for watching.